We're looking at the Lycoming IO360, a 4-cylinder horizontally opposed piston engine that produces up to 225 horsepower. The engine not only rotates the propeller to generate thrust, it also moves the alternator to produce electricity, a vacuum pump to maintain gyroscopic instruments working, and we can also use the heat produced by the engine to keep a comfortable temperature inside the cockpit. This is also a 4-stroke engine, which means that each piston completes a cycle of intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust every 2 revolutions. At any given time, each of the cylinders in the engine is in a different stroke, meaning that there is always one cylinder in the combustion stroke, providing continuous power. The propeller is attached directly to the crankshaft, so that the power is directly transmitted from the engine to the propeller without any gear reduction. This is also known as direct drive. The propeller in this case is a fixed-speed propeller. It doesn't require as much maintenance and it's easy and cheap to replace. Like in many aviation engines, this engine is cooled by air, taking air from the openings on the nose of the aircraft and redirecting it through the heat-dissipating structure of the cylinders, or fins. Of course, the engine needs fuel to work, and there are 2 different systems to deliver the fuel to the engine: carburetor and fuel injection systems. The Lycoming IO360 uses fuel injection, which is a more modern system with advantages over carburetors. The carburetor, in the other hand, can still be used in piston engine aircraft, but it's an older system and relies more on mechanics than electronics. The goal of both systems is to provide a mix of air and fuel to the cylinders during the intake stroke. The carburetor mixes the fuel and air before it enters the cylinder. The amount of fuel that enters the engine depends on the amount of air that is passing through it, thanks to the Venturi effect, which generates a lower pressure that sucks the fuel from the discharge nozzle. The fuel injection system is more complicated but more efficient. It uses more components and relies on electronic sensors to function well. It also needs to maintain fuel pressure in the system. It constantly monitors the amount of air and throttle setting to calculate the precise amount of fuel that has to be injected at the correct time. The injectors are located at the cylinder heads and the fuel is not mixed with air until it is injected into the cylinder. To ignite the fuel mixture, each cylinder has 2 spark plugs. It uses 2 for efficient combustion and also redundancy. The spark plugs generate a quick electric discharge powered by the magnetos. There are 2 magnetos also for redundancy, and they rotate thanks to the engine. These magnetos are independent